Tranmere Rovers versus Forest Green Rovers in the Vanarama National League Playoff Final. Tranmere were highly anticipated to win as they had narrowly missed out on winning the title. The final got off to the worst possible start as Tranmere fell behind after just 12 minutes. Hope was restored as Jennings scored an absolute screen pie 10 minutes later, much to the delight of the Tranmere supporters. But the hope was diminished at the end of the first half due to a quick-fire Forest Green double. Tranmere tried to mount a comeback, but another season in the National League beckoned. Mickey Mellon was sacked as manager and replaced by unknown manager GWFM, much to the Tranmere fans' anger.
Alright there, lad. You're a nobody, and nobody wants you here. I hope you get sacked, you shit bastard.
Mickey Mellon was a hero, mate. You're nothing but a piece of Yorkshire shite.
God knows why our club would get rid of Mickey Mellon for some useless fool.
Hey, knobhead. Get back to Yorkshire, you Emmerdale farming gimp.
Hey, GW, this is what you are. That's right, mate. A bottler.
GW has to win these fans round, and the only way to appease them will be to get Tranmere back into the Football League. This is Turmoil at Tranmere. Come and join us on this epic adventure.
Hey everyone, and welcome to my brand new series on Football Manager 2018. It's Tranmere Rovers and it's called Turmoil at Tranmere, unless you haven't guessed. So yeah, let's get into the nitty gritty, shall we, of what we're going to be doing on this series. Before we get into anything though, I just want to say thank you very much to Bood FM and his mate Jamie. It's called Mank VII, otherwise known as Mank7, but in Roman numerals. He's on Twitter, go give him a follow as well. Obviously follow Bood if you haven't already, you probably know him if you know me. But yeah, thank you very much for helping us out with that intro with the Scouse accents. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for coming back to the channel, it's greatly appreciated. And yeah, welcome if you're new as well. We're going to be obviously playing as Tranmere Rovers. The intro, as you've noticed, fans are happy because the previous manager, Mickey Mellon, was a fan favourite. I will at this point apologise because I'm full of cold for some reason. I don't know why. I've been away for my birthday, which reminds me, this thing here. I haven't got a headset on anymore. I've got a Yeti. I'm hoping the sound is alright. Let us know in the comments below what it sounds like, if it sounds okay or not. I've been testing it and whatever, and it seems to sound okay. So, without further ado, let's get into what's been going on in terms of the history of Tranmere Rovers. So yeah, looking here, last 20 years I call it. Well, it is 20 years. They were in the Championship for another 4 years, and in the 5th season after that they got relegated, and it's been a gradual well, they stayed in League One for years and years. I remember Leeds playing against them in their League One years, and then of course they finally got relegated, finishing 21st in 2013-14, then down again out of the Football League entirely, finishing bottom of the entire Football League, and then they tried to get back in. They finished 6th, just outside the playoffs, and then they finished 2nd, of course, to Lincoln City, who were just unreal in that season. And it was a massive shame because they'd easily done enough. It would be like Spurs last season, doing enough to win the league, but Chelsea were too strong for them. It was a similar sort of situation. And in the end, they lost out to Forest Green Rovers, as you saw in the intro, in the playoff final, 3-1. So before we show anything else, let's have a look at, because this one, there's not going to be a game in this particular episode. It's just going to be a run through of the team and what they're all about, basically. But yeah, if we go into the information, they say it's a fan favourite. It's not even on the favoured personnel. A couple of names I do recognise, Gareth Roberts and Ian Hume in particular. John Achterberg, he's the goalkeeping coach at Liverpool, but yeah, I do remember him being in the goal in like the 2000s. But the key thing I want to highlight is this screen here. What it is they nearly made it to the Premier League in 94, 95, 93, 94, 92, 93, or other way around. Whichever way you want to look at it. When the playoffs started, they got into the playoffs in 3 consecutive seasons. They did get beat in the semi-finals, I believe, of each one. And I could be incorrect on that assumption, but I'm sure they did. And yeah, again, showed that they could have been in the Premier League and things could have been different. But no, as you can see here, they end up going all the way down into the bottom, well, out of the Football League, basically, which is a massive shame because they had a big club. And if we have a look at them, the media prediction this season is 3rd. The fierce rivals are Everton, Wrexham and Liverpool, who are all local teams. Other rivals, Bolton, Blackpool and Stockport. So we're going to have we're not going to, unless we get relegated I suppose, or Stockport come up and we don't go up, we're not going to meet Stockport most likely, but we're likely, if we go up to meet Blackpool at some stage, and hopefully further on Bolton as well. In terms of facilities, the club was actually founded in 1884, but Prenton Park was built in 1912 originally, and it was rebuilt in 1987. And one fact you may know, but you might not, is I think the stadium gets used quite a fair bit for the women's international side. That's what gave me the idea of doing Tranmere Rovers. It was a while ago when they were playing against Scotland. I think it won. They beat them 6-0. That's basically what it was all about. So it holds 16,567, which is pretty good, especially for this level. Whether we can fill it is another matter. The training and corporate facilities are average. Data analyst is poor. Adequate youth facilities. Youth level 3, which obviously you want 1, that's what you aspire for. And the youth stadium is, of course, also at Prenton Park. So yeah, got fairly basic youth recruitment as well. Got another sneeze coming. But another good thing is the club is actually owned by us as well. Stadium's in a good condition. There's no undersoil heating, which is a bit of a pain because it can mean that there are going to be games called off. End up with a fixture congestion of such. But yeah, I'm very excited for using these, using Tranmere. Affiliated clubs, Camel Laird, Liverpool and Vauxhall. Might as well not have Liverpool because I've tried loaning players. Don't want to come, or I don't want to loan them out to us because I want to have want to play with higher quality players or something. So yeah, cheers boys. But yeah, never mind. Bear in mind that the media predict us to finish third. The minute expectation from the board is that we reach the playoff of the Vanarama National, which is the same as last year. So obviously I think the fans want us to go up because we're so close, and we should be. We're too small a club to be. It's like Stockport. Stockport should be down in the lower leagues, but it is what it is. We've got to try and get them out of it. FA Cup, we've got to reach the first round, so we've got to get through all the qualifying. And FA Trophy, we've got to reach the final, which could add some pressure to us if we don't get there. So I'm not looking forward to that. The build-based trophy, of course. And yeah, so let's have a look now at the actual squad. Right, so I'm going to briefly go into the squad. You can see all the star ratings on the side. I'm just going to basically go through the main players for this particular season of the first season, the first season of the series, if you like. So Scott Davis, good goalkeeper, as you can see. Lacking a little bit on one-on-ones and first touch, throwing to some degree, but I'm happy with him in this instance. There's no need to get another goalkeeper in my opinion, apart from a backup one. I'll show you as best defender, which is Jay McEverley. You can see there he's very, very handy. Mentally very, very good. Physically, he's going to be starting to decline. He's 32 years old. And then we've got, technically, he's very, very good and can do a job at left back as well. We've got McNulty alongside him. Well, he might not be, but he's like a tank, but quite literally a tank. His pace and acceleration leave a little to be desired. And natural fitness is 5. And that should be trebled at least. But yeah. One player I'm looking forward to using is Ben Tollett. He's the poster boy, as it were. And it's just his determination's 1. It's 1, which worries me. He can't be shooting because he's first team. So, but who knows? He's only 22 years old, could improve a lot. Formerly of Portsmouth, and yeah, maybe has a future. We'll have to wait and see. I hope so, because he's the poster boy. But never mind. Out for 3 months. Cruciate ligament damage. Awesome. Also looking forward to using James Wallace, who's, again, he's injured for 3 months as well. Torn groin muscle, but you can see why. Physical's not the best, but technical and mentally, he's very, very able. Deep line playmaker, or box to box if needs be, but it's probably going to be a deep line playmaker when he does come back. I'm going to show you his best player, which is Jack Dunn. There's too many players to show, by the way. This is why I'm doing it like this. And you can see he's probably why he's the best player. He's 22-year-old. He's joined us from Morecambe. Used to be part of the Liverpool setup. So yeah, he's got some ability about him, but his determination's only 2, which is shocking. But other than that, I think his game is well-rounded, and he can play a multitude of different positions. I'm going to be playing him as an advanced playmaker, because I think it's probably where I'm going to get the best out of him, in my opinion. Others may disagree, but that's what I'm looking for anyway, having him as an attacking midfielder in an advanced playmaker role. And then lastly, we'll look at his 2 main strikers, the ones that are also on the poster, i.e. the thumbnail. We're going to look at James Norwood first, and yeah, he's not bad. He's done really, really well in the pre-season games. He's scored 9 goals and got 3 assists in 7 appearances, 3 off the bench. Very happy with him. In terms of an advanced forward, which is what I'm going to be playing with, is actually quite good in terms of he's got a couple bit average, like decisions, first touch and passing. only 7, but it's something we can work with. He is 26, he could improve a little bit, but I'm not holding out much hope. The other striker is James Allaby, who is obviously, well, he's the other guy on the poster boy, but he's doing a nice fist pump like that. I think I captured it right. But yeah, he's just like a not quite as good version of him, but he's got room for improvement. He's 22 years old, can improve. I'm excited to see how these players improve because, you know, we've brought a couple of players in, which I'm going to show you now. And I just think the training setup and whatever that we've got is not bad. I think it's good enough for this level to actually see some improvement, because in lower league, in like my personal opinion, is that most of the teams have got crap like training facilities, whereas we've got average and youth facilities are adequate. So I think that would see us get like improvement out of players. So I have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to it anyway. But yeah, we've got some outs. Well, no, we haven't got any outs, but we've got some ins, which are Connor Kirby from Sheff Wednesday on loan. Got him as a box-to-box midfielder, basically. Fits the role superbly, in my opinion, and can only improve, like I said before. Is 4, maybe 5-star potential, so I'm looking forward to using him. No money whatsoever to cost us. Got the legend that is Vieira, not Patrick, not Ronaldo, but the lesser-known Romario Vieira. It's his twin brother, Ronaldo's twin brother. Nowhere near as good, never getting in the lead side in a million years, but in this level, he's going to be a superstar, in my opinion. His passing is very good, works hard, and physically not bad. Jumping reach is a bit shite, but something to work with. And like I say, he's 18 years old, so I'm hoping to see some improvement from him. Then we've got Ellis Barkworth, who I'm really excited about, apart from his concentration and decisions, but everything else is shit up, really, in terms of a defender. He's not the tallest, but and his jumping reach is a bit crap, but I think he's good. This assist that he got here was absolute peach, like a pass through ball, like on the floor, not like a hoof. Pass through from like the back, straight through the middle, like that, like a hot knife through butter, straight through to Norwood, I think it was, or Albi, one of them, and they scored. It were a right goal, just because of the pass. So looking forward to using him. He can play defensive midfielder, and to some degree, I think he'd be a good deep flying playmaker. Because look at these having decisions and balance, and you know everything else. No, everything else. I'd say everything else is good. So yeah, that's an option if we have an injury crisis. Gary Clegg is a regen. Apparently, was already a regen. English, of course. I don't know why I said English, of course, unless you can see that like clearly. Just a better option than Gums. I won't go into detail of the other players, but Gums is nowhere near this standard, and this standard isn't actually that good, is it, really? It's 2-star ability, but he's got a lot more potential than Gums. Like I say, you can see on the squad, if you go back and have a look, you can see all the star ratings, and that's kind of what I'm working off. But then the main signing probably for me is Jermaine Grandison. He's coming in as a key player, can play centre back or right back, and you can kind of see he can do a job at both. Not the quickest, but I think he could be very, very good in the other roles. Crossing could be a little bit better as well. But that is all the business that we've done so far. We've hardly spent a penny, mainly a couple of free transfers that we've used some money on the signing on fees and what have you. Speaking of which, our budgets, we've got 28,600 quid left and 1.77 wages. So I'm just going to quickly show you who we've got in. I'm going to highlight one or two, not all of them. But like we've had to get like all sorts of coaches in. We had nothing. We had Michael Jackson. Coney. Yeah, we've got Michael Jackson here, who was assistant manager, which is absolutely awesome. He's not bad actually, to be fair, in terms of defensive. But I'm going to go into the under 18 staff, because we've got a goalkeeping coach who is absolutely unreal. So let's have a look at him now. What's going on there? Don't know why I did that, but yeah, you saw him briefly there. Gordon Ewan, I think you'd have to have South Africa turned on for this, because look at, just let's take it in. Take that in. Welcome the youngsters, 20. And then look at the goalkeeper coaching attributes. And he's come to Tranmere. Tranmere Rovers is probably like the best goalkeeping coach outside of the Premier League. Unreal. Other notable names are Klaus Lundekvam. And then, but he's not very good. It's Klaus Lundekvam, if you remember him from Southampton. But then otherwise, we'll go to his director of football. And any Tranmere fans might enjoy this, because we have John Aldridge, former Liverpool and Tranmere legend. Used to be manager, of course, of Tranmere Rovers. Not the best, but just because it's John Aldridge, and I knew he used to be something to do with Tranmere. I saw his name on the list. I thought, I have to have him. I have to have him. Player potential is only 12. It's not great, but his adaptability is pretty good. So who knows? He might improve. It's not like he's 58 years old now, but very happy to have John on board. So now we're going to look at team tactics, and what we've got here. Obviously, it's a 4-2-3-1. which a lot of people, well, some people I know don't like this formation very much. I've not used it that often. It's the first time I've used it, and the main reason why is because of the lead save. I wanted to use Samuel Saiz and try and get the best out of him, and Hernandez for that matter. And it worked out. At the end, I managed to get this thanks to FM Live. I watched his video and it told you what to do. Basically, try and make a tactic. You've got to watch 4 games, and that's exactly what I did. And I ended up coming up with this. So as you can see here, I've got it on attacking. I've got it on structured. Right. Then I've got team instructions, and this is all I've done. I've got a higher tempo, balance. It's not even changed there. Not changed there. It's situational at most of the time. Closing down is more, and then we've got exploit the flanks and play out of defence. Shorter passing. That is it. Right. The one thing I do after watching the game, I'll see if chances are plenty or whatever. I'll pass into space halfway through the game. Or maybe it might only be 10 minutes in. 10 minutes in, and we haven't had a shot. I'll turn it on. If it's like, we've had like 4 shots after 10 minutes, then I think, right, well, creating chances, so I'll leave it a bit longer. If nothing else happens after that, like say half an hour, then I'll put it on. Or if we go behind, I'll put it on. But it's just like, I don't know, I just think it's situational, and like with a deeper line and stuff like that, you've got to take it as it comes basically. If you're getting pummeled, then you might have to drop your defensive line, you might have to switch to counter. But I think so far it's been pretty good. I'll show you the results after I've gone through this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click each individual position, and you can see what they're doing on the right hand side. So I'm not going to highlight them, but you can see. So you got right arm at left back, you can see there. Right back is exactly the same. 2 centre backs, close down left. I want them to stand up. I don't want them to dive in and go out of position. I'd rather them block a shot. Got deep line playmaker, dribble less and pass it shorter. As well as the obvious ones, because obviously it's deep line playmaker, by the way, yeah. Full back support, centre back, defend. Deep line playmaker on defend, so I don't want to venture too far forward. We've got the box to box for that reason. We've got dribble less and fewer risky passes. I just want to get into the box and try and get on the end of passes and score themselves. We've got the winger, which is get further forward across from byline. Same goes on the left hand side. Advanced playmaker is just as it is, because he's going to be the best player. I want him to do what he wants to do, what he does best. And then the advanced forward, dribble more, get further forward and move into channels, which is what I wanted. I wanted to get into the channels. I wanted to get further forward. So not too fond of the dribble more, but it needs must. And these are the sort of results we've had. Now we've had a couple of mares, don't get me wrong, but we beat us. It did actually crash. So I lost by 7-1 and I had a fail of the week, like the best one I've had so far. And unfortunately I lost the file, so therefore I lost the fail of the week, which I was absolutely gutted about. But then we had Bootle, we beat them 5-1, nothing major to speak of really. Then we had Gainsborough, they were division below us, but we destroyed them 6-2. Then Tottenham under-23s came to town and they destroyed us 3-1. We made a bit of a fight back in the second half after going down 3-0 straight after half time, which was very pleasing indeed. Probably the most disappointing result was losing to Boston United. They're in the division below us as well. They're not a bad side in that league, but yeah, I felt we should have done better. And we ended up using 3-2, and it was largely disappointing. Then we lost his next game against St Johnstone. Obviously, Scottish Premier League side, I think they are. They might be Championship, but even so, probably better or higher standard than the Vanarama National League. And we lost 2-1, of course, at home. Then we had Cliftonville, of course, from Northern Ireland. And I thought, this would be a tough test because obviously they're probably like League 2. No disrespect, but I reckon they're probably League 2 standard. But now I'm second guessing that because we trounced them 6-2. So it's making me think, albeit we left it, like we got like 4 goals in the last 10 minutes. But I still think that, thought they'd have beaten us if I'm honest with you. But never mind. Then we had Man United's under-23s and we beat them 2-1, which was very, very pleasing. And they only got a late goal. They brought someone on, I can't remember who it was, but he seemed to be like the best player in the world and just changed the game. And then we beat the Southampton under-23s as well. 3-0. 3-0 against the under... I mean, they've got a really good academy, Southampton. So that was really pleasing indeed. And then Trafford. We went away to Trafford and drew 1-1. Bit of a dampener on things. So yeah, that was largely disappointing. But yeah, you can see, I mean, we are Tranmere. We're putting against some teams like arguably better than us, and we've run them close. Yeah, the only downside really was the Boston United game, in my opinion. Everything else was kind of expected, and there was some unexpected results, such as the Man United under-23s and Southampton under-23s. So that was very pleasing. Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, I wanted to use this tactic mainly. I mean, obviously I've got the advanced playmaker, but I wanted to use wingers. I've been using inside forwards for the last 2 years. So, or maybe even 3 years, to be honest with you. And I just wanted to try and use actual wingers, out-and-out wingers, and see if we can get some success out of them. And so far, it's been not too bad. Obviously, I need a left-footed winger for the left-hand side. It would be handy. And we'll have to wait and see if we can get one in. But I'm going to be working hard to try and make that happen. But yeah. So that is it for the first episode of Turmoil at Tranmere. Hopefully, we're going to resolve it. Obviously, hopefully we're going to win over these fans, but we need nothing less than promotion to do that, in my opinion, because they did so well last season. We need to go one step better, or one step further, and hopefully I can do that for Tranmere. But hopefully you can join us for the next episode, which will be against Torquay United, the first game of the season, and hopefully you can join us for that. But until then, I will see you then. Bye bye.